Hello, boss. What's up? What's up? Welcome to a new video. And in this video, let's talk about my gym story. Yeah, so probably this will be one of the longest videos that I would have probably made on this channel. Uh, Definitely, it will be one of the most longest video probably that I would be making because I have so many things to share with you, right? Right from how I started my journey and till today, so till date. So yeah, I mean, let's get started. And how did this addiction of my God, not missing a day of gym and finding happiness in the gym actually came to me, right? So I'll start right from the beginning. Okay. Probably grab something to eat, probably like a light snack, something like peanuts, probably the most healthiest option. Thought of telling grab some chips, but it's contradictory. All right, so you can see the excitement, right? So how happy I am actually to talk about this topic. So yeah, let's get started, man. So I made some pointers as usual, so that I don't miss on some important key points. Yeah. So initially, growing up, so let's start right from my school days. Okay. So I was lean back then. Wasn't very fat or wasn't very skinny. Also, I was properly like lean and just like how a normal school kid would look like, right? So it's just like that, and used to participate in all the sports and extracurricular stuffs along with balancing my studies. All these things were like going very well, and I even joined my swimming classes. Okay, so I was actually forcefully or what forcibly joined. I was forced to join swimming classes by my father. So I hated swimming, man. I hated swimming. I was trying to find all the excuses possible to miss a day of swimming class. So I had it in my weekends, and I tried to miss as many classes as possible. But so my parents, both of them were working. Okay, so even in the weekends they used to have their office. So my dad used to uh, finish his work even if there were like last 15 or 20 minutes left. He used to drag me and he used to tell the coach to push me into the swimming pool. Okay, but I'm so grateful that he did that because I mean I hated swimming initially for 1 or 2 years, but if you ask me right now to probably go and jump in any water body and swim, right, I'll be able to do that confidently, and all thanks to my father. So I mean I just love swimming right now, man. It's amazing sport. And yeah, so that was a brief backstory. So I continued swimming for around 8 years. So until I was in my 10th, I think, I continued swimming. So it was going great. So till 7th or 8th, I used to be very regular. I think I joined in second or third. So till 8th standard, I became very regular. I even joined the competition batch. I used to even compete. So at a club level and even till district level, I used to compete. So all that was going very well. And then 8th standard, and we actually, I think seventh or eighth, we actually shifted our home, and we came to a place which was a bit far from where we initially lived, and so that was a bit further from our swimming pool too. So it was tough to actually manage because as I told, both my parents were working, so the pick up and drop, it was very tough, man. So naturally I slowly quit swimming. Wasn't swimming anymore in the weekends or even occasionally. And before I realized, right, I slowly became fat. Instead of fat, I would say not like fat, but but became a bit chubby, man. Just like that normal baby fat you would be seeing in all these teenagers, right? Teenager, was I a teenager? Huh, I was. Yeah, yeah, I was a qualified teenager. So I had a bit of that chubby. I'll probably put in some photos too if I find it, or if it's not too embarrassing, right? So yeah, I became a bit chubby, man. I had all that baby fat, baby face fat, and all that. and even had my stomach slightly popping in. I don't know, man. Right from my school days, I had never seen me having a stomach, or neither did I have like a ripped abs or six packs. You'd see some kids, right? They'll be having six packs and all that right from their school days. I was lean, man, like lean and mean machine. Okay, so yeah, something like that. But yeah, I started getting those that baby fat and stomach slightly bulging out. Okay, then I realized that. I mean, once you get all this right, your relatives, your parents, they're like, "Oh, you're looking very good. Ah, you should." That's when you know there is a problem, right? If you're like lean and if you're fit, nobody will actually tell. They're like, "Hey, why did you become so lean? Are you fine?" And all that. I get these comments now. Okay, they're like, "Oh my God, you've become so lean. You're not eating properly and all that." So then you know that you're actually fit, right? Yeah, just these whatever are Indian things, right? So yeah, then I was like, "Oh my God, then I've definitely become fat." And thing was, so back then I used to stay with my grandparents too. Okay, so I used to come from my school. I used to stay with my grandparents. My grandfather was phenomenally fit, man. Phenomenally fit. Every day he used to go take a walk in the park for almost an hour. Here at probably like 6 to 7 a.m. He used to never miss his walks for sure, and he did not even have a vehicle. He used to like walk to most of the places near the bus stop, so he was very fit. Okay, so one day even he told me, probably in my summer holidays, he was like, "Hey, look at you." So obviously not in English. Okay, so yeah, we speak in Kannada, and yeah, so he told me that. Hey, look at you. You've become a bit fat, man. You shouldn't be like this at your age. You should be athletic, and you should be lean. You should be strong. You shouldn't be like fat and all that, right? So because what did I do? Just come from school, eat nicely, and I told you, right? I used to be at my grandparents' home till the evening. So they used to feed me nicely, man. So all the items with ghee and yeah, all the home cooked food, and everything was pampered to a great extent. So beautiful memories. So all that happened, and I got like a wake up call from my grandfather when he told me, he was like, "No, man, you shouldn't have all these flabs. You should be fit. Look at me. I'm like whatever his age was. So look at my age and look at you. You've become a bit fat." Thing was, I used to even so as soon as I have my lunch or dinner, I used to just go to the bed and lie down. Okay, all these are like bad habits, you know that, right? So, yeah, he told me all that, and I got like a slight wake up call. After that, a few days passed by. Then I remember once, probably we were just going out. After our school, and we were forming a line to go out, and all of a sudden, I don't know, my belt just popped out. Okay, because yeah, that's what I told you. So I had become slightly fat, and my belt just opened. It's like you wear a belt, and if it's like a very tight fitting shirt or whatever, it just opens, right? So then I was like, "Oh my God, I've actually become fat." And then a few days passed by. I was feeling a bit conscious. I'm like, "Oh my God, man, look at me! Uh, how I was like back then, like all lean. All thanks to swimming and various other exercises, cricket and everything. I used to play many sports. Then yeah, a few days go by, and then I started walking. Okay, and then I it slightly decreased the consumption of curd because I was eating a lot of curd rice. My God. Okay, so so I decreased the consumption of curd a bit because I heard that back then I did not know all the macros and all that, man. So I got to know that it contains a lot of fat, so you need to like slightly reduce its intake. So I did all of that, and few days go by, so I was hanging out at one of my relatives place. A few of my relatives, okay, and few of my close relatives, so they told me that, "My God, man, you've become a bit fat." And so they pointed at one whatever aspect of my body, and they were like, "Dude, this part of your body has slightly become fat and all that." Okay, and I felt very bad. But these are like very close people, okay? So, I mean, the reason why they told was because they wanted the good for me, but they wanted good for me. But I understand, man. But back then, I was like, my God, man, I just want to change myself. I don't want, because this is not me, right? This is not me, like all fat and yeah, I just couldn't look at myself.